Hello guys, this chapter deals with the improvement in food resources. A brief outline of this chapter is the introduction, followed by improvement in crop yields, which has crop variety improvement, crop production management, and crop protection management. The last topic is the animal husbandry, which has cattle farming, poultry farming, fish production, and beekeeping as its subtopic. So let's begin with introduction. All living organisms need food. Food supplies proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals, all of which we require for body development, growth, and health. Both plants and animals are major sources of food for us. We obtain most of this food from agriculture and animal husbandry. Efforts are always being made to improve production from agriculture and animal husbandry. But why is it necessary? Why we cannot make do with the current levels of production? Agriculture and animal husbandry provides food and livelihood to people. Farming being the largest occupation in the country, along with animal husbandry needs technological improvements to sustain the ever-growing demands of the population. It means that our natural resources are getting used more intensively. As a result, there are more chances of causing damage to our natural resources to the point of destroying their balance completely. Therefore, it is important that we should increase food production without degrading our environment and disturbing the balances maintaining it. Hence, there is a need of sustainable practices in agriculture as well as in animal husbandry. So let's begin with the first topic, improvement in crop yields. Cereals such as wheat, rice, maize, millets, and sorghum provides us carbohydrate for energy requirement. Pulses like gram, pea, black gram, green gram, pigeon pea, lentil provides us with protein. And oil seeds including soybean, groundnut, sesame, castor, mustard, linseed, and sunflower provides us with necessary fats. Vegetables, spices, and fruits provide us a range of vitamins and minerals in addition to small amounts of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. In addition to this, fodder crops like barsim, oats are raised as food for livestock. Different crops require different climatic conditions, temperature, and photoperiods for their growth and completion of their life cycle. Photoperiods are related to the duration of sunlight. Growth of plants and flowering are dependent on sunlight. As we all know, plants manufacture their food in sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. There are some crops which are grown in rainy season called the Kharif season from the month of June to October, and some of the crops are grown in the winter season called the Rabi season from the month of November to April. Paddy, soybean, pigeon pea, maize, cotton, green gram, and black gram are kharif crops, whereas wheat, gram, peas, mustard, linseed are the examples of rabi crop. Now the major groups of activities for improving crop yields can be classified as crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, and crop protection management. So let us first see crop variety improvement. This approach depends on finding a crop variety that can give a good yield. Varieties or strains of crop can be selected by breeding for various useful characteristics such as disease resistance, response to fertilizers, product quality, and high yields. One way of incorporating desirable characters into crop varieties is by hybridization. Hybridization refers to crossing between genetically dissimilar plants. This crossing may be intervarietal between different varieties, interspecific between two different species of same genus, or intergeneric between different genera. Another way of improving the crop is by introducing a gene that would provide the desired characteristic. This results in genetically modified crops. For new varieties of crops to be accepted, it is necessary that variety produces high yields under different conditions that are found in different areas. Farmers would need to be provided with good quality seeds of a particular variety That is, the seeds should be of the same variety and germinate under the same conditions. Cultivation practices and crop yield are related to weather, soil quality, and availability of water. Since weather conditions such as drought and flood situations are unpredictable, varieties that can be grown in diverse climatic conditions are useful. Similarly, varieties tolerant to high soil salinity have been developed. Some of the factors for which variety improvement is done are: the first one is the higher yield, to increase the productivity of crop per acre. The second is improved quality. Quality considerations of crop products vary from crop to crop. Baking quality is important in wheat, protein quality in pulses, oil quality in oil seeds, and preserving quality in fruits and vegetables. The third one is biotic and abiotic resistance. Biotic and abiotic stresses can reduce crop production. Biotic stresses include diseases, insects, and nematodes, whereas the abiotic components includes drought, salinity, waterlogging, heat, cold, and frost. Varieties resistant to these stresses can improve crop production. The fourth one is change in maturity duration. The shorter the duration of crop from sowing to harvesting, the more economical is the variety. Such short durations allow farmers to grow multiple rounds of crops in a year. Short duration also reduces the cost of crop production. Uniform maturity makes the harvesting process easy and reduces losses during harvesting. The fifth one is wider adaptability. Developing varieties for wider adaptability will help in stabilizing the crop production under different environmental conditions. One variety can then be grown under different climatic conditions in different areas. The last one is the desirable agronomic characteristics. What do you mean by agronomic characteristics? Tallness, profuse branching are desirable characters for fodder crops, which are the agronomic characteristics. Dwarfness is desired in cereals so that less nutrients are consumed by these crops. Thus, developing varieties of desired agronomic characters help give higher productivity. The next topic that comes is the crop production management. In India, as in many other agriculture-based countries, farming ranges from small to very large farms. Different farmers thus have more or less land, money, and access to information and technologies. In short, it is the money or financial conditions that allow farmers to take up different farming practices and agricultural technologies. There is a correlation between higher inputs and yields. Thus, the farmer's purchasing capacity for inputs decides cropping system and production practices. Therefore, production practices can be at different levels. They include no-cost production, low-cost production, and high-cost production practices. The next topic is nutrient management. Just as we need food for development, growth, and well-being, plants also require nutrients for growth. Nutrients are supplied to plants by air, water, and soil. There are 16 nutrients which are essential for plants. Air supplies carbon and oxygen, hydrogen comes from water, and soil supplies other 13 nutrients to plants. Amongst these 13 nutrients, 6 are required in large quantities and are therefore called macronutrients. The other 7 nutrients are used by plant in small quantities and therefore are called micronutrients. A brief table here shows the source of nutrients to the plants, that is air, water, and soil. Deficiency of these nutrients affects physiological processes in plants including reproduction, growth, and susceptibility to diseases. To increase the yield, the soil can be enriched by supplying these nutrients in the form of manure and fertilizers. So let's now see what are manure. Manure contains large quantities of organic matter and also supplies small quantities of nutrients to soil. Manure is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. Manure helps in enriching soil with nutrients and organic matter and increasing soil fertility. The bulk of organic matter in manure helps in improving the soil structure. This involves increasing water holding capacity in sandy soils. In clay soils, the large quantities of organic matter help in drainage and in avoiding waterlogging. In using manure, we use biological waste material, which is advantageous in protecting our environment from excessive use of fertilizers. Using biological waste material is also a way of recycling farm waste. Based on the kind of biological material used, manure can be classified as: first, compost and vermicompost, the process in which farm waste material like livestock excreta, vegetable wastes, animal refuse, domestic waste, sewage waste, straw, eradicated weeds, etc. is decomposed in pits is known as composting. The compost is rich in organic matter and nutrients. Compost is also prepared by using earthworms to hasten the process of decomposition of plant and animal refuse. This is called the vermicompost. The second one is the green manure. Prior to the sowing of crop seeds, some plants like sun hemp or guar are grown and then mulched by plowing them into soil. These green plants thus turn into green manure, which helps in enriching the soil in nitrogen and phosphorus. Having seen about manure, now let's look about fertilizers. Fertilizers are commercially produced plant nutrients. Fertilizers supply nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. They are used to ensure good vegetative growth, leaves, branches, and flowers, giving rise to healthy plants. Fertilizers are a factor in higher yields of high-cost farming. Fertilizers should be applied carefully in terms of proper dose, time, and observing pre and post application precaution for their complete utilization. For example, sometimes fertilizers get washed away due to excessive irrigation and not fully absorbed by the plants. This excess fertilizer then leads to water pollution. Continuous use of fertilizers in an area can destroy soil fertility because the organic matter in the soil is not replenished and microorganisms in the soil are harmed by the fertilizers used. Short-term benefits of using fertilizers and long-term benefits of using manure for maintaining soil fertility have to be considered while aiming the optimum results in crop production. With this, I end the first video on the topic Improvements in Food Resources. Thank you.